My name is Gil Huff, and I will be your host. A host to a conversation that I'm hoping you will find interesting. The name of this channel is UAP Technology, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, traditionally called UFOs, flying saucers, alien technology. Well, that's the discussion we want to have. Not is it, but what does it mean if it is? Because I think that's really where the interesting conversation is. There's a lot of conversation going on in the news, the press, media, YouTube channels, and other things about reported UFOs of late, particularly around the new UAP task force. This channel is going to kind of not go there. There's plenty of discussion about that elsewhere. What this discussion is going to be about, and I hope the people listening out there will join me for this discussion. Okay, I'm kind of counting on the ideas and thoughts that you all bring to the table. The discussion we want to have is if the UAPs are alien intelligence, if we are being visited by distant alien beings, then the phenomena that we're seeing, the performances, the observations of these alien intelligences, well, there's things that we can learn from that. Think about that. We've actually been seeing some very consistent observations from the UFOs, UAPs in today's military jargon. They're diversity in shape, diversity in color, diversity in some of the aliens that have been observed, but some of them are shakier information. But a lot of very consistent observations really since the early 50s. And I think we can learn something. If we just, for discussion's sake, assume that it is aliens visiting us, if we are being monitored, then why, but more importantly, how? And is there things that we can learn from our own research and technology perspective as we, as a young, fledgling, spacefaring race, can we learn how to identify and more tactically pursue research and technology options that will help us also be a true spacefaring race? So I think that's a fascinating topic, one that to me is really under-discussed, because I think there is a lot that we can learn, and I hope you agree. If you do, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and join me in this conversation. So this is the introductory discussion, little video, short video. For a framework for the discussion, I'm going to use what at the recording of this video is the upcoming UAP task force report that is coming out, mandated by Congress to use all unclassified government military information and come back to Congress and share that information. Congress and many of us are more and more looking at the UFO, UAP phenomena, something that is real, it's physical, and it's really hard to explain what it is. We have cases. The Nimitz is probably one of the most solid cases, aircraft carrier Nimitz. You know, we're seeing our Navy radars detect the ships and watching them from afar, can't explain what they are. They're sending, you know, F-18s up there. Pilots are seeing them. They're tracking them on their radar. We're getting multiple, both technology and people, seeing the same thing, which appears to be a metallic, glowing aircraft. They also seem to be just as easily submerged into the oceans and possibly lakes. Space is assumed. We are seeing that these ships are traveling faster in ways that we can't, and so let's discuss what that means. I mean, a classic thing is they are clearly glowing. They're hard to see. It's almost shifting, shimmering. I mean, to me as a science fiction fan, well, they're covered in a warp field. This would be required by our best scientific understanding of a way to not go faster than the speed of light, but to get around the limitations of Einstein's theory of relativity is to bend space around a ship. We do this in our own science fiction and entertainment movies, but somehow you can still see the ship and read USS on it, no problem. But realistically, wouldn't a ship be shimmering and unclear if it was actually covered and moving with a warp field? Well, I think it would. So why do people always say, why are they all fuzzy and hazy? They can't be real. Well, I think instead of saying why can't they be real, again, this is going to be a discussion about if what we are observing is real. And let's say that, well, what we're observing is they're clearly covered in some sort of field, some sort of energy layer. What does that mean? And what kind of research should we be doing if we also want to travel faster than light? So, I think a pretty interesting topic. I hope you agree. I hope you will comment on below, suggest future topics. Once the UAP task force report comes out, I will be giving weekly breakdowns on that as a kind of a coverage of different things that the U.S. government is seeing and is considering real enough to report on. And will should be fun, don't you think? I hope you do. I hope you'll join me on this, and I look forward to this discussion. Thank you so much. And once again, this is the UAP Technology channel, and please give me a subscription, give me a like, and thank you so much, and talk to you soon.